Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another race of AV. Here in season 15, race number 8. We've entered Italy, we'll be staying here for 2 weeks. This weekend we're in Imola. Next weekend we'll be at the Temple of Speed in Monza. We've got 14 drivers today, maybe 15 if BG comes along. We've just started qualifying. A few drivers have already started their outlaps. Chief among them is our reserve driver for Aston Martin today, Matudu. Milo could not make it, unfortunately. Other notable misses are Lars not able to drive for Mercedes today, and the current AV champion Euphoria also not being here today. He probably fell asleep again, as per usual. Let's set. I think it should be a dry day today, with maybe a little bit of clouds, maybe a small chance of rain near the end of the race, but qualifying should be dry. Let's go and follow Matudu on first lap around the track into sector 1. Now I should have a track map available to me. Going into the final sector now, he's got a 50.2 on the board. We've got no indication if that's fast or not, I have no idea. I'm not as knowledgeable about lap times as one might want. The McLaren there going out of the way very nicely, giving Matudu a very clean first lap of this qualifying session, and the benchmark is going to be a 1:15.9. Let's see if Laurens can top that. He cannot. He's very close though, about a 10th off Matudu's lap time. And Matudu immediately going out of the way. We go Spidey 3/10 behind Laurens on his first run. Next across the line is gonna be Zach. Would have been Zach, but he's diving back into the pits after an invalid lap time. Now let's see what Fast can do. He comes across the line. That's a provisional pole by well over a second. 1.1 seconds faster than Matudu. I think that has raised the bar for now. I think the faster drivers like Wessel, Panda and Fight Me are still gonna have to set their lap times. Also Mark is on a lap time. He's going into the final sector now. He's got a purple second sector. He's got an invalid lap time. He'll be diving back into the pits or maybe trying to gain enough battery. Never mind, he's going into the pits. There's no way he's gonna start another lap with an empty battery. Bomb just went off here. After 6 laps driven, 6 lap times on the board, Fast is still on top of the leaderboard by over a second. Gbot set a 1:19, Tenta set a 1:18, a second faster than Gbot. Let's take a look at Mark going into the Variante Alta again, going invalid. The same corner as before. He needs to learn from his mistakes instead of repeating them. Now also on a lap, not fight me. Panda might be on a lap. He is on a lap. He's going into the Variante Tamburello now. Into the Villeneuve chicane. Going into the sharp left-hander, also named Tosa. That's turn 7. This slight bend to the right here is technically turn 8, now into turn 9, which flows into turn 10, now through Aqua Minerali, which is 11, 12, 13. Setting up for a small straight section into Variante Alta. That's turn 14 and 15, going down the hill into this slight right-hander, turn 16, and a double left-hander of 17 and 18. And believe it or not, that's not the last corner. This is the last corner, this slight right-hander, turn 19. And Panda has set a new provisional pole time that is 6/10 faster than fastest lap time, as everyone is slowly but surely setting a lap time. Dans has put it in between Tenta and Gbot. Nug has put it in between the two Ferraris, only 0.002 of a second slower than Spidey in the Ferrari. Nicholas is with us for the first time. This is his AV debut. If he ever decides to drive more AV races, or if this is his only AV race, we'll see in the future. But he's put it in P5, right behind Laurens, on practically the same lap time. He's only 500ths slower than Laurens, and reserving for Racing Bull today. We've got a little bit less than 10 minutes to go, so still more than enough time for everyone to try to improve their lap time or set a lap time. I assume the 3 drivers who have not set a lap time yet will all try to challenge for pole position. Wessel, Fight Me and Mark. They've all had pole positions before. Panda's lap time stands, and that is their goal. That is the time to beat right now. Fight Me is on a lap, I think. Now headed towards the last sector. He's got a purple second sector, and where Mark went invalid, so does Fight Me. All in the Variante Alta. Turns 14 and 15 seem to catch a lot of drivers off guard here, especially the more experienced drivers, so it seems. Let's go on board with Mark again on his third try. Oh, and he spun! He spun in turn 7. He's hit a little bit of the grass on entry, and that's his third attempt on a lap time gone. Going out of the way nicely for Laurens. And he's gonna go and try again, I guess. Laurens has improved into P3. That's a 15.1. Currently on the second row. Very good effort from Laurens there. Going faster than Matudu's time. Dans, in the meantime, has also gone faster than Tenta and Zach as well, I believe. Splitting the Ferraris even more. It's got an invalid lap time. Mark is going on his 4th attempt right here. We'll drive along with him. Going through turns 1, 2, and 3. Wait, 2, 3, and 4 apparently. I don't know what they're doing with corner numbering here. Like, the slight bend isn't really a corner in my opinion. Like this right-hander, is that really a corner? Not really. Now going to the very feared variant Alta again. This time he stays within track limits. And he's got a purple second sector. With only 2 corners to go. Can Mark challenge his teammate? Oh, it seemed to be wide though. But the game counts it. I want to watch that back. But he has provisional pole by a very big margin. That is 6/10 faster than his teammate. And Wessel has set a 131.0. He's going to need to improve by a lot. And he might right now. As he comes across the line. Puts it right in between the 2 Williams. Into P2 on the front row. But he misses 2/10 of speed. He's gonna need to find those 2/10 somewhere along this track in order to try and get pole position. Five Me now the only one without a lap time yet. Also don't like that if there's a yellow flag I just cannot see the timer. That's a bit annoying because I would like to see how much time there's left. I don't understand why the game developers made it this way. I want to see the time, why can't they just show me the time separately at any given moment? It's a bit odd. And right now there should not be yellow flags anymore. No, there's still yellow flags in sector 3. Ooh, Nux diving in the pits very aggressively. Holy moly. Now 5Me is on another lap, but it's also invalid. And I think that's G-Bot in the gravel. He has spun, I think. As he tries to make his way back to the track. There's not that much. There's 3 minutes left. I think everyone should go pit now. Some drivers are coming out to start their final runs. 5Me is on his final run right here. I would think. Going into the first sector. 1, 2, 3, 4 corners done. Theoretically. I think it's 3 corners, but they call it 4. Now 5, 6. And here comes to... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do those corner numbers come from? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 7. Okay. Yeah, now it goes to turn 8. This is turn 9. This is turn 10. And he's slowing down, I think. I think he's slowing down, maybe going into the pits. Maybe he wants to put another lap, I'm not sure. He really seemed to be slowing down, yeah. Yeah, he's not going to make that time at all. As Matudu has gone faster than Lowens in the previous stint. I've missed that. And Nuck and Zach both went faster than Spidey. Or Yakuli, actually. Now everyone else is coming out. Those are 4 drivers coming out of pits right now. There are also some drivers starting their lap. Fimey's getting slipstream from Dance. Dance puts him in the wall though. I have no clue why Fimey started a lap this close to Dance. It makes absolutely no sense to me. While Dance is starting his lap, Fimey tried to go on the inside and completely blocked Dance from taking the ideal line. And Fimey is out of qualifying. He's going to start from the back. Let's go see if Matudu is on a winner here. And it's slightly faster, 2/10 faster. He goes into P4, goes faster than Fast in the Haas. Now we have Wessel on a lap with that Tenta right behind him. Can maybe enjoy the slipstream. There might be a little bit of dirty air. These starting positions are gonna be crucial for the Drivers' Championship, as we have a 3-way title fight. Mark has retired. He's crashed out, I think, in turn 7 again. But he still holds pole position currently, unless Wessel or Panda or someone else can do something about it. G-Bot is done. Dance is done. Nicholas is done. Now across the line comes Lowens. It's P4 for him. Next across the line should be Matudu. He does not jump ahead of Lawrence. And Wessel takes pole position by 1/10. Now across the line should be Tenta. Does not improve. Next will be Spidey. Is there anything he can do? Can he gain position? Yeah, he gains 2 positions. Goes in front of Nuck and Zack into P8. And I think that's Panda. Spun round on the final corner. That means that Wessel will start from pole today. And take 1 extra point. Shout out to Lowens. Starting P4. In my opinion, best of the rest. Great qualifying for him. The margins are ever so small. P4, P5, P6, all within half a tenth. Gaps are so small. Fight Me starting at the back. Wessel and Panda and Mark are starting at the front. There will be 10 drivers in between them, fighting for very important points in the Drivers' Championship, as the midfield is ever so close together. Wessel had an 11-point lead over Panda in the championship, which has been increased to a 12-point lead. Fight Me has been falling behind due to some races missed. He's on 92 points, while Wessel is on 124 points after this qualifying session. Panda is sitting on 112. So there's 20 points between Fight Me and Panda, and there is 12 points, so 32 points between Wessel and Fight Me. with a huge gap to Lars, who has 67 points. Here we go then, the formation lap has started. As we go check the strategy information. I have absolutely no clue about strategy, but I think everyone else does. Tenta is the one off, going for the long first stint on the hards. Everyone else will start on the mediums. Thank you, Tenta, for opting for the interesting strategy. We'll follow your career with great interest. For the Star Wars fans among us, that was a Star Wars quote. I hope you enjoy. Let's do interval here. Let's keep these on position changed. Everyone starting on mediums. For the start, I'll check the positions changed. The Wessel's gonna start from pole. It will be his second pole of the season. His first pole position was in Zandvoort. I think this might be a similar kind of track, so a very relatively narrow track with a lot of fast corners, fast twists and turns. It's got a similar nature to it. With the two Williams chasing him down into turn 1. Lowen starting 4th, and the rest is the rest. 5Me will try to chase from the back, as we've seen him do before. I assume he'll be somewhere in the top 7 after the first lap. Maybe even the top 5, if I have seen him race before. Now we'll be looking at the lights. They'll be turning on soon, I hope. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 lights are all on. They stay on for quite a while, but they're off now. Wessel gets a decent start off the line. I think I saw Matudu go round the outside. There's a little bit of ghosting, and Fast also had a good start. Going into turn 1, Fast goes into turn 3. Matudu's getting pushed a little bit wide there, and gets dropped back behind Panda. Fast going all the way round the outside, I think, at the start into 3rd. And he's in front of Panda in the mix. 5Me's already in 6th. And we just enter the 2nd sector, so my guess was quite generous. He's gained 8 places. Tenta has gained a place at the back, and 3 drivers have fallen behind a bit. Dance dropped back to the back. He's fighting with G-Bot in the back of the field. 5Me is now chasing down Matudu for 5th place. I'll keep an eye out on that, as opposed to some maybe more interesting battles in the midfield. Here we go into lap 2, and as expected, 5Me is in the top 7. taking the slipstream from Matudu. And there's a battle ahead though. Panda going into third, Fast pushing him all the way into turn 1. The rears seem a bit loose of the Haas driver. There must have been contact at the back, I think. Let's take a look over here. Between Tenta and Nicholas, maybe? G-Bot was involved? I don't know, maybe Duns was involved. Let's get back to the front. Where Wessel is under pressure from Mark for the lead of the race. Fight Me still hasn't overtaken Matudu. Nuck also very close behind Laurens. Ooh, big slide from Nuck. Into the final corner. That's gonna lose him some time. Fight Me has made his way past Matudu. Now going past Fast. Going into the top 4. The great start that Fast has been repaired by the other drivers. And there is a yellow flag. Is that a spinner? That is Dans. He may have had a collision with G-Bot, or he spun in his own. One of the two. I did not see it. I wish there was an opportunity for me to rewatch certain incidents or spins. Would have been interesting. So, Codemasters, if you're watching, maybe... oh, there's another spin again from Dans. He's around again, I think. He's lost his grip, he's lost his mojo. But importantly, he's not lost his front wing. Okay. Going back to the top 4. Mark has taken the lead. Wessel's dropped back to P2. I think this has happened on the main straight. Those are very close together. They're sniffing each other's gearbox. Laurens in the back of Matudu, in the back of Fast now. Fast is slowing the grid down tremendously. He's already losing almost 3 seconds to Fight Me. Well, on the minimap it's very, very nicely visible. We've got the top 3, the 2 Williams and the McLaren up in front being chased down by Fight Me. He should be gaining on them. Then behind that we've got these 5 drivers, I think. Scraping away 4 points. Mark's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's very early on in the race. And I think there's going to be a change of lead as well, as Wessel goes on the inside and retakes the lead of the race. Another position change here might happen. Fast defends his position though. Matudu stays behind. And we've got Spidey and Nuck going side by side now. But Spidey stays ahead of him as they're trying to catch up to the 3 drivers in front of them. Laurens, Matudu and Fast. Behind that we've got some lone wolves in Nicholas, Zach, G-Bot and Tenta. I think has Dans pit already. No, he has not. He's very far behind. His spins cost him a lot of time. Let's put it on penalties. Yeah. Now going back to the front, I think Mark is not gonna be close enough here. Unless he's got a lot of energy to spare. Wessel's got a lot more energy to spare. And the gaps are starting to increase. I think the midfield might be more entertaining to watch right now, as the gaps up front are getting larger. We've got our first pit stop, it's Nuck. Nuck going on lap 6. And what's it gonna be? It's gonna be the hard tire. Hard compound tires. White rims matching with the white from the Haas. He's dropping back all the way to P13 behind Tenta. But now he's got free air. He's not behind Matudu, he's not behind Laurens, he's not behind Spidey, who I think were holding him up. All of that battling ahead of him was costing him time. Now he's got time to let his pace do the work. Back up front, Mark has taken the lead. Wessel still close behind. I don't really see Fight Me catching up, to be honest. He's not really catching up that much to Panda. He's also using way too much of his battery on the main straight. Might be desperate. Now here we got Matudu very close behind Fast, but yet again misses out by a few meters. And is unable to make the move though. On the exit of turn 4 he also misses a little bit of traction to put his car next to Fast. Oh, and there's a yellow flag. Is that a spinner? Is that G-Bot? Or it must be G-Bot, because the other Aston Martin we are on board with. And that means that Tenta gets in front of G-Bot into P11. That's almost into the points. Oh, and Matuda almost runs into the back of Fast. G-Bot spun again. And is that Laurens? Laurens has almost been that he's lost a lot of time here. I think there's a huge issue with traction on this track. A lot of drivers struggling. I think this is still the closest gap though. Matudu now very close behind Fast. Fast got a little bit more ERS, making a big gap. Big enough gap to stay ahead again. But Fast has got a penalty now. He's also got a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits too many times. Penalties are gonna play a huge role in this race once again. I say it every race, I mean it every race, because every race penalties matter. Going wide is sometimes so hard to avoid, especially on these narrow tracks. Let's see, Nuck is still the only driver to have pit, and he's made his way to the back of Tenta. These three drivers though, Fast, Matudu and Spidey, are still scraping away. Spidey hitting the rear of Matudu there. No wing damage though. Now he's got double slipstream. Going down the main straight. Wessel has retaken the lead. Five Me has overtaken Panda. Panda must have made a mistake. Now Matudu goes around the outside of Fast. They're going side by side. And it barely fits, and there's a collision between Spidey and Fast, but they both managed to keep it on track. That was intense, and that could have ended way worse. Very, very risky move from Spidey there to put it on the inside of Fast on the exit of turn 2. Basically on the apex of turn 2 even. As at the back, Nuck has overtaken Tenta. And I think we've got our second pit stop. Is that correct? Yes, we have. Nicholas has also pit. And he's opted for the medium tires. So that's 2 mediums in a row. So he's going to do another stop. The question is the one stop gonna work on this track? Spidey now looking on the inside of Fast. He's sending it on the penultimate corner. He's pushing him a bit wide though. Leaving no space at all, but he is ahead. And they're both going into the pits. And Spidey gets a penalty for spinning in the pit lane. And he didn't brake in time. That's gonna be a huge pain for the Ferrari team. That 10-second penalty is gonna need to hope for a safety car. Otherwise those 10 seconds are gonna be way too painful. Here comes Nuck then. He's opted for the undercut and it's paid off massively. Massively. He's so far ahead. Spidey comes out behind his teammate. Is probably gonna let him by. Very, very soon. Oh, and there's a spinner. It's Nicholas on his new medium tires. Taking the runoff road here. Is there any damage? That's half a wing gone. Half a wing is gone on that Racing Bull. Oh, Tenta defending hard then from Fast. It's technically 4%. There's a collision. There's a collision between Fast and Tenta. And Tenta's in the wall. That's a huge collision and there's no safety car. This is an abomination. I'm not sure what the cause of that was. Oh, and Tenta gets hit again. This time by G-Bot, who wasn't paying attention to Tenta going slowly. And there's another spin. It's Dans having spun in that same sector. It's all gone worse for the Ferrari team. Nicholas in the pits again. I'm not sure if maybe Tenta defended too harshly or Fast thought he would be let by. Oh, and we are on board with another spin from G-Bot. He's losing so much time here. Nicholas just exited the pits. Anything else of importance happening? Let's have a look at the pit stops. I think everyone has just pitted. Pretty much everyone. Wessel still needs to pit though, as does G-Bot. There's a 3-second time penalty for Laurens for exceeding track limits. Always should try to avoid it, but it's ever so difficult, especially around this track. Here we are back with the race leader. He's got a 25-second margin to Panda in P2. Panda pit 2 laps earlier than 5me and Mark. I've been very carried away with what was happening in the midfield. Here we go. Panda in the pit right, Wessel in the pit right now. Where is he gonna come out? As the pit exit is so long and he's gonna come out behind Panda. Right here, he's gonna come out 4th even. Behind Mark, he's losing 3 positions. And he's gonna need to gain them all back. Oh, and there we see Mark going wide again, getting yet another penalty. And they add up and they add up. That is 6 seconds right now. Same as Fast. Fast also having a 6-second penalty. Panda has now inherited the lead after Wessel's pit stop, but he's got 5Me and Mark right behind him, as they have now lapped Tenta. And a new fastest lap has been set by Nicholas on his hard tires. That could be interesting. Let's see what the front runners are gonna do when they come across the line. I don't think there's gonna be fast. Oh, there's good. Never mind. 1:16.5, new fastest lap set by Mark. Was currently running in P3, but here comes Fight Me. He started from the back. He's now in P1. Mark then right on the rear of his teammate, asking to be let by, I would think. And Matudu and Spidey are fighting as well in the midfield. Matudu has just gained a position. This is the battle for P6. They're 1.5 seconds behind Nuck, so that must mean that the undercut was a very good thing indeed. Oh, and Nuck has lost a lot of time on the exit of turn 7. He's lost half a second. Might it be the hard tires? Is it just the grip that is gone? We go back to the front. 5B has extended his lead. Mark no longer in the DRS. Fast now, 9 seconds of penalties. That's hitting hard. That's gonna cost him a lot of places. Let's see, G-Bot still hasn't stopped. I think he's gonna drop back behind Tenta when he stops. Still no DNFs in this race, but I think that's gonna change before we reach the finish line. Or rather the end of this race. 5B now also got a penalty. That is very good news for Panda and Wessel, who are the only drivers in the top 4 to not have gotten a penalty yet. Shout out to the other drivers who haven't had a penalty yet. We see that is Matudu, Nuck, Nicholas, Tenta and Dance. They have not exceeded track limits 3 times or more. And now we see Wessel and Panda going side by side, and they both go off. They're both in the wall at turn 2. And there's still no safety car. What is this shit game? Now there, do we have it? Is that a safety car? Yes, we do have a safety car. I take back my words about... No, I don't take back my words about the shit game. I do mean it. And they don't lose any places though. They both got front wing damage though. And this safety car is gonna breathe some new life back into this race. Some drivers might get rid of their 10-second penalty. In my opinion, you should just be able to get rid of all your penalties. Just stand still for as many seconds as you have penalties. Because it's so annoying that you can't get rid of those 3 seconds or 6 or 9 seconds of penalties. It's just stupid. If you get a penalty for exceeding track limits in real Formula 1, you just go into the pit, stand still for 5 seconds, and that's it. But here, because it's 3 seconds, you can't. It's just stupid. Why can't you serve a 3-second time penalty, or a 6, or a 9? Just... they should really change. Codemasters, if you're watching, which I assume you are, because who in their right mind would not be watching this? Let's be honest. This is the greatest Formula 1 content there is. It's better than real Formula 1, because that sucks. Oh, there's a collision on the safety car. That might be a penalty for... oh, another collision. Panda is hitting Wessel into the pit lane. Here we go. Pit stops are gonna be happening. 5 me is pit. Let's take a look at the tires. 5 me is pit for mediums. Mark pit for hards. Matudu stayed out. He's now in third. Panda is pit for new hards. Oh, and there is a bit of chaos in the pit lane. Nuck has gotten ahead of Wessel and Panda, jumping up into P4. He is on new hearts, as is Wessel, as is Panda. Lowens also on new hearts. Fast on new hearts. Spidey's on new hearts. Zach is also on new hearts, but he's very far behind. Is he gonna go in the pits again? No, he's not. Then behind him we've got Nicholas on 6 lap all hearts. Then we've got Tenta, who's opted for new mediums. Is he gonna be able to unlap himself is the question. Oh no, don't do that, Tenta. You should know that if other drivers should let you by. Who's that ahead of you? Is that Matudu? He should be letting you by. If he doesn't, you just overtake him and take the penalty. That's how it works here. And if he doesn't let you by, he'll get a penalty. I think Mark and 5me will know what to do. Matudu might not, because he's not in the server. There you go, you unlap yourself. Yes, just go by them, just go by them. Yep, yeah, that penalty will be removed. Don't worry about it. There you go. Ah, but you're probably gonna have to pit. That sucks. Yeah, those drivers are gonna have be given a penalty for failing to let another driver unlap himself. I think especially Matudu and Mark. Mark was completely blocking him into the penultimate sector. And Matudu, well, for Matudu I would understand, since he doesn't know the rules of the game. Then has got a drive-through penalty. That sucks. As though the rules of this game. Nothing he could do about that. Nothing he could do about that. Absolutely nothing. Dance and Gibot. Gibot's been left by everyone. Dance is in the middle of the pack. That's gonna be... I think he's staying in the middle of the pack. Yeah. Still, I think it's better to be at the back of the pack than... with a drive-through penalty, than be lapped without a drive-through penalty. It's gonna gain him time eventually, not as much as he would like. But I think he did best that he could. It's mostly the two drivers in second and third at fault. I think we're gonna go another lap. We should be going another lap. Yes. Oh, why is there an overtake? Why is there an overtake? What's going on here? They're letting... they're letting Dance through? They're letting Dance through. Did someone take advantage of some driver being let to unlap themselves? Let's see if Dance is going to be able to unlap himself from Matudu. I hope. Nope, Dance is just gonna go. Oh, he's not. Because Matudu is not gonna go on the grass. As he should. I think this is a learning point for next race. Uninformed drivers should be informed about this rule. That task will fall to me then. Hence I do apologize to the drivers who are not letting the others unlet themselves. Oh, and there's a collision! What did Mark what is Mark doing? What is Mark doing? Dance was unlapping himself, and Mark fully drove into him. What's happening here? Absolute crazy stuff. Safety cars also in this lap. Absolute madness. Dance is at the back again. There are drivers in this league that make me question my sanity. Well, not my sanity, their sanity. Mostly their sanity. Also sometimes a bit mine. And it's just unbelievable sometimes. Just unbelievable. Anyway, we'll be going racing again very soon. Tent is almost caught up. I think he might be able to catch up. Very maybe. He's gonna miss out on a little bit, but he'll be right behind them. Here we go. Faimi's got a good start. Matudu is right behind him. There might be penalties though. Nuck is in third. He's got a good run. He's got Wessel behind him though. Wessel might not make a move. I don't think anyone's gonna make a move into turn one. Lowens on Panda though. Panda on Lowens though, I think. Has made a move. It's very close here around Spidey. And there's a collision. Spidey is off. And into the gravel. And oh my goodness, it's... The camera angles suck so much. Can we have a bit more of an overhead camera angle? It's absolutely horrendous. Panda has overtaken Matudu. Nuck is into P2. Actually, did not see that. I do believe there may be penalties waiting for Matudu and Mark for failing to let lapped drivers overtake themselves. And on the inside goes Spidey. He pushes Nicholas all the way into the gravel. What is he doing? I've heard complaints about Spidey before. I've complained about Spidey before, like last season. He just keeps doing it. He just keeps doing it. And that's a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits for Spidey. Nuck has already been overtaken by Whistle and Panda. In the lead now we've got Mark and Lowens going side by side. Lowens on the inside has to give way to Mark going around the outside of turn 7. Back because the battle for second here could be rather interesting. Also depending if they're gaining time on 5B or not. Doesn't look like it. I think the hard drivers may be able to finish the race in this compound. Maybe even... No, the medium drivers. No, I don't think so. Tent is in the pits. And he served his drive-through penalty. Matudu. What's happened to Matudu? He's in the pits as well. He's got a 10-second penalty for speeding. What's he gonna do? Has he got damage? He's not got damage. He's just going for a new set of mediums. That's really weird. Maybe the hard tires were just not for him. Let's take a look at those gaps. Nicholas got another penalty for exceeding track limits. Everyone, almost everyone's got penalties right now. Except for Panda, Wessel and Nuck. just like real world laws, if you do not know the rule, it's no excuse. For example, with the safety car rule, let drivers pass. If you do not know about the rule and you fail to comply, you will still be penalized. That's just how it works. Here we go, Mark is on the attack on Fast right now. Fast is leaving the door open. And Mark has entered the top 5. Spidey is lagging a little bit. Zach is chasing down Lawrence for P7. I think the closest we've got here, and that's a spin from Dons. He's round in turn 7. Turn 7, the exit seems to be catching a lot of drivers off guard. Another 3-second penalty as we're nearing the end of the race. Let's take a look at these penalties. There are some drivers with 3, 6, 9 or 10 penalties. 10-second penalties. Nuck has also got a 3-second penalty, and we've got a change for second place. Wessel has gone back into P2, or was Panda trying to make a move? I'm not sure anymore. All I know is that 5Me is getting time. What's happening here? Lawrence and Spidey going side by side. There's contact. Lawrence is off and he's got damage to his wing. Spidey has made his way past. I'm not sure if that was done cleanly. Dance has retired from the race. 2 yellow flags. Lawrence got damage. He's got no right front wing at all. No front right wing at all. Right front wing at all. It's gonna cost him so much time to get to the pits and get that wing changed. Basically ruined his race, as he was driving comfortably, fighting for P7, maybe even P6. And Dance has left the game. This is not his race. This was not his track, I think. And that's the first DNF of this race. With 8 laps to go, there are a few battles here, as this one for P4. Mark has made it to the back of Nuck. And Mark has got another penalty. That's 9 seconds to his name. And Zach and Spidey are ghosting through each other. Interesting. What's happening with Spidey? Not sure what's happening to Spidey. Sometimes he's just ghosted. Oh no, wait, that's actually Tenta. Because they're so close to each other. I saw not the difference. Panda has climbed back into P2. These two keep changing position. Now is Wessel's turn to retake second place. Are they working together to try and gain time on 5Me? If so, it's not working. 5Me is driving away. Meanwhile, Mark has made it into P4. All Nuck needs to do is stay within 6 seconds of him. Nuck goes on the inside of turn 3. And he's made it. No, he's not made it stick. He's still making it stick. Mark into turn 4. Forced it on the inside. So much so that Nuck was forced
to back out. Very aggressive racing today. Maybe a bit too much for my taste. Oh, those penalties. Oh, Matudu! What's happened? He's left the race. He's done for today. And that's gonna promote Lounge into the points. Tenta to P11 and Gbot to P12. Nicholas is also retired. He's also left. That's gonna promote Tenta to P10 and potential points. I think the two Czech drivers had a bit of a rough experience today. I do apologize. I do apologize. Is that Lawrence? Lawrence is spun again. He is off again. He's got no front wing damage though. And what's happened to Tenta? I thought Tenta was in front of Gbot. Did he pit again? Let's see. Oh, he pit for soft tires. Interesting. What's the fastest lap at the moment? 1:15.7. The sun seems to have left us, and it makes way for clouds. Is there gonna be rain? Is there not gonna be rain? Panda has got DRS again on Wessel this time. But there is no overtake. These are the only two drivers without penalty. Oh, Tenta also doesn't have a penalty anymore, since he served his 10-second penalty in the pits. The only three drivers without penalties. Zach and Spidey are very close to each other though. But I think the battle right now that would be most interesting is the 1-4P2. With 3 laps to go. The sky is getting darker and darker. Is there gonna be rain in the last few laps? Is it gonna stay dry? I think it's gonna stay dry. Ooh, Nock is almost outside of Mark his penalty range. 6 seconds. He needs to stay within 6 seconds of Mark in order to get P4. Wessel has been able to drive outside of Panda's DRS range. And that's another penalty for Fast. That's 15 seconds already. He's going to be losing 2 positions from that. Dropping back all the way to 8th. No one is within a second anymore, as we're going to the final lap right now. Let's go on board with 5Me. 5Me's got a... I just realized 5Me's got a 3-second penalty. Wessel does not. And Wessel is within 2.5 seconds. That means that Wessel is currently on course for a win. But there's one more lap to go. We'll be keeping a close eye on the timer on our screen. It's 2.7 now. 5Me is gaining a lot of time in this part of the track. But losing a lot of time here. There is 5Me. In between them is Tenta, I think. And Wessel's closed the gap to 2.2 seconds. He's got a bad exit here, Wessel. It's still 2.6. 2.7 now, 3/10 going into the final 2 corners, I think. 5Me has not got enough time. 2.8 now. And we go across the line and Wessel wins by 3/10 of a second. 5Me is demoted to 2nd place. Panda comes in 3rd. We've got Mark coming in 4th. Which means that Nuck is actually close enough. Mark must have gotten more penalties. Nuck is promoted to P4. Fast comes home in 6th, but will be demoted to P8 with all the penalties that the other drivers have. Spidey is 6th, Zach 7th, Fast 8th. Laurens is halfway down the track, should be in P9, he can't be overtaken anymore. G-Bot's coming across the line first in P10. There we go. And as the rain starts pouring down, Wessel extends his lead in the championship. I can quickly take a look who has the fastest lap. 5Me set the fastest lap in the end by quite a substantial margin. That's an extra point for him. And Laurens comes across the line backwards. That's the end of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix here in Imola. Whew, an eventful race then. very eventful race, and that's gonna extend Wessel's lead. Fight Me is gonna gain points on Ponda. Ponda loses the most points today for the championship battle, as his two championship rivals finish ahead of him. Okay, that was a very entertaining race. I'll see you next week in Monza with an updated standings and hopefully more clean racing. But it's Monza, so yeah, let's hope for the best. See you then.